Hello everyone, my name is Cianji. I'm going to take you on a world tour of my modless completionist save and show you what I created. We are currently on summer 18th, year 6, and I've decorated almost every area in this entire world, so I hope you enjoy it. Starting at the bottom, we have the fish display. Every single fish, legend, and crustacean in the entire game is in this cellar. Out here we have the centerpiece of the entire creation, which is of course the farm. On the right side you have the animal section, so the coop and the barn. And seeing as I'm such a lazy person, of course I'm gonna be using auto grabbers. The animal section was honestly one of the more difficult ones, because since you need so much grass for the animals to be able to eat and have it not run out, it sort of jeopardizes the creative spirit. Further down here we have the golden clock and the obelisks. Since this is a perfection run, we obviously need all 5 buildings in order to get to 100%. Over here you have the 2 cabins. This map is supposed to be a village of sorts, so having 2 cabins with their own farm plots made the most sense to me. Up here we have the crafting section, and then Grandpa's shrine, of course. We also have a nice little array of flowers going up to the shrine. Over here is the greenhouse. I wanted the greenhouse to be more than just a plot of land, so I added some plants and some benches to make it look sort of like a park. Up further north we have the gaming cave. If you want to play some Smash Bros with your friends, this is the best place to do it. And over on the right we have something every farm needs, the storage unit. It took me quite a while to get it nice and organized, but now I can just go straight in and just drop off everything without having to worry too much about organization anymore. Moving down to the middle of the farm, it starts becoming apparent that I really like symmetry. I wanted the entire farm to be symmetrical, but I felt that that might be a little bit boring, so I decided to make the middle part symmetrical and then the outer edges have a little bit more variety. Moving north off of the farm, we have the Backwoods, which is the first area off the farm that we're going to show. And as you can see, you can actually put beehives off the farm, although they only produce wild honey, since you can't plant actual flowers there. Up here, we have the train station. I didn't want to do too much with the train station, so I kind of just had it look like a park of sorts. But still, overall, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. The mountain was one of the first off-farm areas that we did, and it was really tricky because we had to redo it a bunch of times, because as you can see, that fence post just came loose. That's just one of the many items that get destroyed when an NPC walks over it, so keeping that in mind and building an area that actually factors in the NPC's pathing to avoid being destroyed is very, very difficult. And right there, you saw the mines. I wanted to make it look sort of like a miner's cave, something like actual people working there. And messy though it may be, still really like how it turned out. So here's the Tapper farm, as well as the quarry. Now the quarry looks kind of similar to the mines, it's got the same kind of spirit, it's obviously the same people working there, so I had to keep it roughly the same way. And then up here, you have the lunch area for the miners. Now let's take the shortcut back and see if we can show the bottom part here. So over to the right, we have some fishing areas, as well as some crab pots, and the interesting thing is, with Linus pathing, it kind of looks like he's tending to them. So that worked out pretty well. Moving down into the town, we have, of course, the community center. I wanted to make this as symmetrical as I could, but seeing as there was one big tree on the left, and you can't plant a tree that big, I couldn't get it perfectly symmetrical, but I did what I could. And this, of course, being a park, I just sort of emphasized its features to make it pop a little bit more. Over on the left, as we all know, is the bus stop. This is probably my favorite area in the entire map. It really looks nice. And of course we have a Pam on the left, and then a young Pam on the right. Interestingly enough, it says it hasn't encountered any crows yet, but I see one right to the left of it. But anyway, right below us we have Grandma Evelyn's little gardening area. and then we have the central part of the town. I wanted to make it pop a little bit more, and that part, honestly, among all the ones in the entire game, as far as NPC pathing goes, that was the most difficult one to make. Because every single spot there is safe, so no NPC will trash it. So that took a lot of work, but it was well worth it. We wanted to give every villager's house a little bit of extra, so right outside the museum we had a little bit of a farming plot going on, or some flowers, and then of course Clint got his own little workstation right next to his house. I didn't quite know what to do with this area, so I sort of just went crazy with the trees and grass and flooring and stuff like that. Welcome to the beach, complete with a dining area, a cooking station for Gus, and a little recreational place for the villagers to relax after a hard day's work. Little swimming spot for the youngsters. Excuse me. Over here by Leah's house we gave her a little place for her to make her art. And then we have a little playground for Jess. Oh man, okay, so for Vincent and Jess, that was a playground for them. Over here we have the traveling cart, or what would be. Of course, they only come on Fridays and Sundays. Don't worry, somehow they can get out, but I don't really know how. I guess it's a magical cart. Over by the secret woods, we have also made that into a dining area of sorts. As long as you don't mind getting murdered by slimes, this is the perfect place to relax and eat. Up here, I didn't really like this area normally, so I tried to cover up the ruins, I guess, with some flooring, some grass, some pillars, and made it into some sort of shrine. It looks much better that way, I think. I really like this area here over by the Cindersap Lake. I wanted to make a path around the entire lake to sort of have it be a tourist attraction of sorts. Something that you would actually see at a normal lake. This right here was actually a recommendation by a viewer, a little labyrinth. If you can point out which way is the right one, feel free to do so in the comment section. Moving down here we have a camping spot as well as the Hat Mouse area. Nobody gets left behind, not even Hat Mouse. And then over here we have the big festival area. So whenever there's a big festival or holiday or anything like that, the villagers can come over and just have a good time together. This spot was made before they allowed furniture to be placed outside, so I used garden pots as tables. I think it turned out pretty well, so I kept it that way. And of course, no place left behind, as I said, so even the sewers has seen some decoration. Obviously, in the true spirit of Krobus himself, we didn't want to make it nice and fancy. We wanted to keep the theme consistent, if you will. Using the little mini obelisk right here, we'll go down and get to the desert obelisk, and I'll show you how the desert looks. As with all things, we want to try and keep it true to its surroundings. We don't want to make anything look unnatural, and obviously to a certain extent I can't help that, but we're doing our best out here. Up here we have the desert shrine. It was pretty difficult to make that little area look good because those 3 rods in the ground made it look pretty unnatural, but I think a shrine made the most sense. Over here we have an excavation site using the dragon remains as a centerpiece. I tried my best to add relevant equipment surrounding it. Now we're once again back here at the mini obelisk, and then we're gonna use it to go to the Ginger Island this time. So this is of course the newest area that was added into the game. And you got a new farm to play with, so of course we had to decorate that one as well. using the 4 fruits and vegetables that the frog asks you for in the cave. And then the rustic plank, I think, went way better than the weathered floor for the main part down south. Back here we have a little park area. Just a relaxation place. And then over to the left we have a little fishing spot with a sign that holds a fishing pole. And then of course, since this is a perfection run, here's all the stats. This took a very long time to make, but it feels so worth it now that it's done and over with, and I can look back and go back to the save and just feel good about it. Moving down here we have another camping area for the youngsters, along with some cola and a cooler. And then once again we have another playground, not for Gus, but for Vincent and Jazz, of course. And here's the dining area of the farm. If I want to invite the village over, I can have them over here. And then on the right here, there's a little spot if you want to say a prayer to Yoba. Not to be outdone, the pirates have decided to decorate their cove as well. So using the little water area as a nose, we managed to make a pretty decent skull here, perfectly symmetrical, surprisingly enough, but it took a long time to make it. There's a little docking station for the horse, should you bring it with a horse flute. And then up north, we have the final area of Ginger Island. Now, I didn't want to just make a regular road for Ginger Island with wood, because I thought it looked kind of unnatural, so I decided to just have hedges and just cut a way through it instead, and use the natural looking sand as a path, and I really liked how that turned out. These are actually not supposed to be here. Gotta get rid of these. So this is the workstation where Professor Snail puts together his fossils. And you go, that's, you know what? That's how that looks better. That's how it was supposed to be. Up here you have his lunch station, and then on the left you have his excavation site, of course. And finally, moving up north, we have the volcano. Although we haven't done any decoration inside the volcano, we have done it outside, and then up here is the perfect place to finish things up. So, with this, I'd like to say thank you so much everybody for watching. I put a lot of work into this, so if you'd like to support me, I would be very happy if you could like the video, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. This entire save was streamed about a year ago at twitch.tv/cngtv. If you're interested in seeing other aesthetic run or challenge runs, I stream these quite frequently on that channel. We also have a Discord where we chat and have fun. I'll have a link to both on the screen. Take care of yourselves and stay safe out there. See ya!